with your support and the grace of God, the next Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Honorable Michael Clifton Pintard.
Are you ready, soldier? Hey! Hey, hey! Where the soldiers left there? Are you covered under the blood? Here we go. Say, if your hands are anointed, and if your feet are anointed, and if you're under the blood, give me a Holy Ghost shout.
You know the saying, on the side of any man who is doing something meaningful, it's a powerful woman. Thank you, Burleys. Tonight, we stand at the crossroads. And I want to say my FNM family, my Marco City family, my Bahamian family, good evening. My being here tonight is really an unlikely story. It's a story that started with me and my family moving from rental home to rental home in Angliston, Florida Core, Jenny Street, 7th Street, Washington Street, Coconut Grove Avenue, all while I was still in school. We moved to Yellowell at least twice, Arawak Avenue. We moved often. My mom, Sister Laura Benson, who hails from Cat Island, a single mother of 5 children, who represents many of the women in this room and women who are watching at home. A powerful, resilient Bahamian woman. No, we didn't have a whole lot of money, but she worked hard to make sure that we had food on the table. We had a roof over our head. And even though in that moment I didn't fully appreciate it, she was covering us with the prayers of Almighty God. And it was those prayers that sustained us then and have brought us here tonight. We were taught discipline, values like fairness and treating others like you wanted to be treated. That's what I got from my mother. I love my father, but I can tell you day after day, I thank God for my mother. You know, even more, we were blessed with a mother who believed that her children, if they work hard, if they followed the guidelines that she laid down, and if we never forgot who we were and where we came from, we had a legitimate shot to make it. And so tonight, that's what we wish for our children in this nation. We wish for them to follow values that would give them a fighting chance. That if they work hard and smart, that we would create a country where they could realize their dreams. And so this Cat Island woman tonight, I pay honor to her as I honor the women in this country who, despite all the difficulties, continue to build. Some of you may be like her. She used to be a housekeeper. She was a baker. She owned a small takeout restaurant. But most of all, she was a prayer warrior. Like some of the men in this room, like some of the women in this room, like Bahamians all over this Bahamas who are praying for our nation because they know we can be better. And she prayed in good times, in bad times. She prayed. And like so many mothers today, I'm here to say to you, thank you for all you have done in those difficult moments. And I thank God for the women of the Free National Movement who have answered the call. You've seen them, the candidates that have come across this stage tonight. Thank you. And so tonight, you've seen our 41 candidates. And there's something very simple and powerful about the men and women we've assembled. These are persons who have faith, who believe in hard work, and they are prepared every day to work on behalf of the Bahamian people until we achieve as a people our full potential. And so tonight, I know that the dignity of hard work, I've learned it at home. I learned it from I was young. I learned that the truth of the matter is, I've learned through being a welder's helper, a carpenter's helper, a mason helper. I've learned it supporting my education at the College of the Bahamas, having to take jobs as a security guard over Paradise Island, or working at McDonald's, or being a work-study student. I was committed to supporting my education, and I recognize that every single type of job has dignity. And the truth is, some days, even when we work hard, it isn't enough for many Bahamians to put food on the table. But what do? We work harder. That is the message we want to give to our children, that we never give up, we never give in. And I remember all the lessons learned from all of the jobs that I've ever held. And that's why I see every Bahamian who wake up early and show up at work to give a hard day's work in order to earn a pay to support their family. The Free National Movement, we are here tonight, all 41 of us, to say, we see you, whether you are a landscaper, a security guard, whether you work at a fast food restaurant. We see you and we work for you.
Pintard puts in the work.
I'm proud to have worked with so many creative Bahamians in writing plays or publishing books of poetry or political satire. I'm proud to have stood on the stage with Bahamians not often recognized who've spoken at almost every school in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm proud to be a part of Bahamians who may not have been in the traditional occupations as doctors and lawyers. So I come to you tonight auditioning for the CEO job in this country. And no, I'm not the traditional doctor. I'm not the traditional lawyer. But the truth is, most of you aren't either. But it doesn't devalue what you have to bring to the table in providing transformational leadership for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. That you are no less qualified than anyone who has come before you. All of us in the Bahamas, all of us in this room, and if you're in Key West Street tonight, you, like the rest of us, inside of you is greatness. And I believe that you deserve the same kind of representation that the businessmen from out east or out west get from the government that you elect. We are here to provide that for you. But I know many of you in this room, you are asking a painful question. Why does life in this country feel so hard? Why does it appear that we are so unequal? Why is it that we struggle every day? Far too many Bahamians are on the hustle. I want to say to you tonight, FNMs, I want to say to you, fellow Bahamians, that our country is at crossroads. This general election will decide if the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will work for the majority of our people or just a few. I believe our assignment is to work for all of our people. It's unfortunate that the Prime Minister keeps telling the Bahamian people that all is well. Things are going well. I want to ask you a few questions tonight. Feel free to answer. Is your light bill lower? Is your rent lower? Are prices in the grocery store going down? Is the healthcare system improving? Is your country putting Bahamians first? Do you really trust the PLP to fix any of these problems?
No.
Despite how you have answered, how thousands of Bahamians around this country continue to answer, the Prime Minister continues to brag about how this is the best the country has ever been. The best it has ever been. Maybe it is the best it has ever been for him. I ask you, is this the best we can do as a country? Is this the best the Bahamas can be for all of its citizens? If it isn't the best, we have some decisions to make. Tonight I want to talk to you about the kind of Bahamas you and I can construct together, the kind of Bahamas that is possible. But it depends on the nature of the government and the nature of the people we select, so that we can have a team that will finally work for all of you. The Prime Minister would have you believe that the cost of living and the struggles that you face every day, that you are experiencing, is really entirely about your choices. You remember he made this statement. You see, he refuses to take responsibility for any of the policies he has put in place or failed to put in place that has put burdens on the back of the Bahamian people. See, they want you to look at the political stunts they pull off, the big announcements they make for projects that seldom see the light of day. You know, announcements they are very good at. Completing projects is where they run into problems. And so for years, for 4 years in fact, they've kept VAT on basic food items and medication. They've used your taxes to pay their own bills and to live their best life, getting richer through sweetheart deals and no-bid contracts and luxury travel with Gussie Mae groups. They tell you that they are running a surplus that I'm sure if you were to look at the records, the truth is we are not in the best financial shape that this country has ever seen. It's a lie that they have told. Right now, tonight, there's a minimum of hundreds of millions of dollars of unpaid bills. This money is money that the government of the Bahamas owes to Bahamian workers, to nurses, doctors, police officers, contractors, small business owners, and many others. Ask the customs officers how much they owe them. People who did the work, delivered the goods, and provided the service, and are still waiting to get paid by this government. But every month, the salaries roll in to the policy makers. And if one of us gets sick, we could get the best insurance money could buy. But many of our people are unable to get the most basic care. And insurance says, where you put me? Under this government. The national debt has exploded to nearly $14 billion. That's billion with a B. But they say we are making record revenue. The question I ask, where has the money gone? The question that's still relevant is, where has the VAT money gone? I have a few suggestions. It's going to pay approximately $250 million over the last 4 years have gone to the consultants hired by the Progressive Liberal Party. Instead of fixing electricity and water supply in Elutra, are you in the house? Or fixing it in Michael, or paying doctors and nurses and contractors for the services they have already provided, or putting medication in our clinics, or buying fire engines and ambulances so our people can have dignity and protect their assets. Where has the money gone? They've wasted it. Our healthcare system, Dr. Dwayne Sands and the team laid out a compelling case that we have not done sufficient to take care of our people in our healthcare system. The fact is that just recently, the head of the Doctors Association, a woman who has served for 22 years of her life in the system, she said publicly that the Princess Margaret Hospital is the worst she has ever seen it in her life. Another health professional said it is the worst in 40 years. But tonight, we are saying to you, take heart. We will correct these problems. We'll stop doing what the government is doing. They've taken 6-7 months before they pay doctors who provide services, to pay lab workers who are doing diagnostic tests. You see, one of the challenges we have is that many of our doctors have to borrow money to sustain their practice because the government refuses to pay on time. The truth is, they've squandered our money. You see, you've squandered our money when you decide that you will give more than $400 million in direct awards with no competitive bidding. We have no way of knowing whether or not we're getting the best price or the best service because there is no competition. So the question is, who are they working for? They're working for a handful of families, a handful of companies. We are here tonight to make a commitment that we are working for you, the Bahamian people. No matter what color you wear, no matter which island you are from, we are working for you. Our vision for the Bahamas, and I want you to hear me, is we wish to build a country where every citizen has a fair shot at competing for the same opportunities the PLP make available to the selected few. Where you can own a piece of the rock and have a seat at the table. You see, the beauty of competition is we get to determine who's giving us the best price, who possibly has the best service. We want you to be shareholders in every aspect of this society. You can't privatize BPL, and for all of us who have suffered under BPL, you don't even have an opportunity to buy shares unless you could come in at $49,000. Is that right? And so tonight, we come to bring you a different group of leaders. We come to bring you an administration that is unlike this administration, that is trying to decide who eats and who starves. They are trying to determine who gets the opportunity and who keeps knocking on the door. Listen, even a member of parliament of the PLP just recently said, on his feet, in the public, that the PLP administration took his constituency contracts. It was directed from the PLP headquarters, and they gave it to someone else. It's an absolute shame. So to all of our candidates who are here tonight, I want to speak to you plain. All of our candidates. I want to be clear. We will not behave in that way. To every FNM official, every FNM candidate, we will not tolerate the behavior that has caused this public to no longer have confidence in policymakers. The FNM is under new management with a new generation of leaders. And among the new leaders, is the largest number of women who have ever run for any party in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Colleagues, I have confidence in you. I believe this country will repose its confidence in you. But I want to say to you, and I need you to hear this, the culture that we see today in the Bahamas, where contracts are going primarily to friends, or bad things are happening, bad decisions are being made, and policymakers look the other way as if they don't see, or people come in broke and leave politics wealthy, or who fail to fill out their disclosure forms. Under my leadership, that kind of nonsense will stop. Bahamians are exhausted. They are exhausted with this kind of politics. So this is my promise to them, to the Bahamian people, to all of you that are home. We have high expectations of our candidates. We will treat in our governance every Bahamian with dignity and respect, as citizens who deserve the same access, the same quality of service as anyone with name, face recognition. We want our people to have opportunities because we believe everybody gotta eat. The single mother in Baintown, the young single mother in Mayfield Park, the young man in Key West Street, they all deserve the same opportunity as the fat cat, no matter where he or she lives. And if anyone believes that we are prepared to lower the standard, I want you to hear me good. If any one of our colleagues decide that there is a cookie jar or two that they wish to put their hands in, I can't protect you. I ain't interested in protecting you. And the truth is, the Bahamian people will not protect you. And the history books will show that our people will not be kind to you. But I thank God for these candidates who have made a commitment to govern with integrity, to govern with humility, to serve every Bahamian. God bless you. We work for you. You are our bosses. Let me say this, because you know there are some folks going throughout the Family Islands and on airwaves telling investors and Bahamians, if the FNM come in, all of y'all lose your job. The truth is, the Bahamas cannot continue to progress if when new governments come in, the first thing that happens is we fire people who were hired under the past administration. If we stop and cancel every contract because it was signed by our predecessor. We are a mature party. We believe in continuity in government. We want Bahamians to work side by side with each other to demonstrate Bahamian excellence and to grow this economy. So we ain't coming to fire you because you were hired by them. If you're doing your job, if you're serving our people, if you're delivering better for the Bahamian, we stand with you and for you. That's why we say our manifesto. Our manifesto is our agreement with the Bahamian people that we are supporting Vision 2040 as outlined in our National Development Plan. We believe parties should compete with each other to fulfill the National Development Plan, that Bahamians from all walks of life said these are the priorities that are important to us. That's our commitment to you tonight. And so as I take my seat, I want to share with you just a few things you can trust that we will deliver on your behalf. One, we've said it before earlier tonight. We do not believe that VAT should be on the variety of items that's healthy and good for our people. Not on the electricity, not on medication, not on feminine hygiene products or foods, healthy foods. We make that commitment to you. Secondly, through agriculture, we will shave $500 million of our $1 billion food bill. It is unbelievable that in 2026 we continue to import more than 95% of every food that we consume in this Bahamas. We will change that through partnerships with food stores, with hotels, with restaurants, working with churches, creating community gardens and backyard farming. We could do better in the Bahamas. Are you prepared for an agriculture revolution? We are committed to a housing revolution to make sure that young Bahamians, particularly public servants who are on the front line, police officers, nurses, social workers, teachers, it cannot be right that in 2026 that you cannot afford land in New Providence when government has land. When you can't afford land, when government can acquire land and cap the price to give you a fighting chance to own a home of your own. We will change it. We'll make sure that through tax breaks, through ensuring that you can come with no funds down, that you can own a piece of the rock. We want the process to be faster. That's why for every engineer in this room out there, we intend to outsource the inspection services to a large extent so plans can move more quickly for commercial and residential projects. We too slow in the Bahamas. And so we say, we are absolutely confident that in 5 years working with the private sector that we can build at least 5,000 homes in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We have the talent, the private sector has the money, we can do it. And for those who say that ambition is too big, we say your hope and confidence in our people is too small. And for every mother who is struggling to determine where you will leave your child for proper daycare, we are telling you, we're committed to expanding what Jeff Lloyd started, universal preschool, and also to make available to those qualifying mothers $200 a month to make sure we can help her go to work while her child has safe childcare. And that for young men and women who are entering the apprenticeship program or technical and vocational education, we believe it is only right for at least a minimum of $100 to help defray the cost, whether it's gas, whether it's food. But while you train, we wish to subsidize you to give you a fighting chance. And we believe that this country can succeed if we empower the business persons in this room. That's why Kwesi Thompson and others have worked closely with us to design a program where we will double the $50 million that we were giving when we were in government, small grants and loans. We'll double it to $100 million to make sure our businesses can grow and succeed. I want us to be honest with each other. The Bahamas, if you look at it as a table, we have two legs under this wobbly table. Tourism, the second one is financial services. It's not enough to sustain what we have and to build back better for the future. So we believe we have to diversify the economy. So to all the creatives that are out there tonight, from one creative to another, that's all the athletes, all the journalists, all the persons that are in the arts, we make a commitment to you to invest in the orange economy so that your skills can be used, that you can generate revenue, that we can export talent overseas. We can have plenty Rick Fox and VJ Edge comes overseas. Plenty. Plenty Chisholms overseas. Plenty performers overseas. For all the Junkanouers. Hey Rick, all the Junkanouers who was bullied by Garden Hills. There will be a new day in Junkanoo under our leadership. Imagine us transforming over the hill with a housing revolution, removing dilapidated houses and building new houses that Bahamians can occupy, creating green spaces where we can have recreation. But imagine multi-purpose Junkanoo shacks where year-round Junkanoo artists can build costumes, build miniatures, build cowbells, build drums, invite tourists to see shows. Imagine the excitement that we could create over the hill. Urban renewal has not gone fast enough, hasn't gone far enough. Think about it, urban renewal with no urban planners. In 5 years, you should be able to see a difference with the FNM being in power. I give you the commitment. From the top of Fort Fincastle all the way to Robinson Road, you'll see a difference. From Chippenham all the way to Village Road, you'll see a difference. There should be no houses over the hill with outside toilet. It's wrong in 2026. We can change the way our people live and create opportunities in the process. And so I want to say to the voter that's home, that's trying to determine whether or not they're going to vote. If you have challenges with your government because your government left you in South and Central Andros with no banks, I just want you to know we're going to make sure you have a bank in South Andros, that you have it in our family islands. We will abolish the bank through the post office system and work with the clearinghouse to make sure that commercial banks lose no money as they provide a service that is needed for Bahamians throughout our family islands. My colleagues have talked about where we stand on immigration. I only wish to say this much. No one who comes into the Bahamas illegally can ever have a pathway of becoming a Bahamian citizen. We will be firm, but we will be humane. There are some persons who are entitled to Bahamian citizenship who have been here for 30 years, and the system has been slow in dealing with the matter. But there have been many who have come in the last 5 years and they got straight because of who they know. It is not right. It is not fair. We will fix the broken system and we will remove those that have corrupted it. The Prime Minister thinks that our national identity being used is an isolated case. It took less than a week to prove that he was dead wrong. That far too many people have passports they shouldn't have, NIB cards they should not have, obtain birth certificates from the registrar that they shouldn't have. The FNM will fix that. You can take that to the bank. And so finally, let me say, if you're home and you're wondering why should you vote? If you refuse to vote, if good people like you refuse to vote, we can have some bad people being elected. We need you to stand up. Our country needs leadership that cares, that's prepared to talk straight to you even when the news at first isn't good. We need you to not only register and transfer, we need you to vote. to vote this government out of office. Some of you may say it's not going to make a difference. I want you to have confidence. Have confidence in yourself. Have confidence in the impact that you can have. Have confidence in your neighbor. We also ask you to have confidence in this team. 41 men and women who've signed up for duty. Not because we're looking for a stepping stone to empower ourselves, but because we love you. We care enough about this country that despite feeling moments of hopelessness, we bounce back every single time to stand in the gap for you. Your children's future is worth fighting for. That's why we're asking you to vote. That's why we're asking you to put the tough questions to us. We will answer you each time. Because why? Because we work for you. FNMs, we love you. We thank God for the stand that you are taking in this election. So knock on every door. Call family and friends. It doesn't matter who they supported in the last election. Tell them that we will make a difference in changing this country for the better. PLPs, we have no problems with any PLP. We just believe you need better leadership. And so we present that chance to you today. That if you give us a chance, you can do no worse under us than you're doing under Davis and Cooper. We mean you well. We won't lie to you. When we say we can sell a hotel, we can sell it. When we tell you 120 in the bank, bet your bottom dollar it's there. When we tell officers that we can give you a thing, it ain't gonna be that little thing they gave you. When we tell immigration officers that it's a new day in immigration, you could take that to the bank. We love you, FNMs. We love you, PLPs. We love Bahamians of every political persuasion. The FNM is the best choice for the government of the Bahamas. You can trust us. You can trust us. You can trust us. God bless you. And God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. FNMs. When I say FNM, you say victory. FNMs. FNMs. FNMs.